long ago, but not so very long ago. The world was different, oh yes it was. You settled down and you built a town and made it live. And you watched it grow, it was your town.
Pretty little liar, what you gonna say? Tell me that you love me, lying to my face. I know you double-crossed me, girl, you're such a fake. What a shame, guess my lover was a snake. Pretty little liar, what you gonna say? Tell me that you love me, lying to my face. I know you double-crossed me, you're such a fake. What a shame, guess my lover was a snake. Pretty little liar, what you gonna say? Tell me that you love me, lying to my face. I know you double-crossed me, girl, you're such a fake. What a
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skied in and they froze. I don't know. I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skied in and they froze. I don't know nothing but no ice, I'm just cold. 40-something milli songs or so, I've been told. I'm in my prime, but this ain't even Final Four. They know me down, but still my feet, they find the floor. I went from living room straight up to sold out tours. Life's fire, but trust I'm ready for the war.
This is a prepaid call from
It's not funny.
an inmate.
Everybody watch out, cause someone's out to turn this night around. Is it you or is it I? Nobody knows. Look around your shoulder. I don't want to be carried away in a hearse. I wish I knew how I might die, but nobody knows. You're mistaken, little imposter. Hurt you? You're mistaken, little imposter. Hurt you? But you're honest. I can feel it, I can feel it in my bones. So why don't you show yourself and leave us alone? You're mistaken, little imposter. Hurt you? You're mistaken, little imposter. Hurt you? But you're honest. I can feel it, I can feel it in my bones. So why don't you show yourself? They're listening in to everything we're discussing. No one is safe, but we got to keep on breathing. Cause the actor's here, the actor's playing the part. Oh, he or she's so sneaky. Look around your shoulder. I don't want to be carried away in a hearse. I wish I knew how I might die, but nobody knows. You're a sneaky little imposter. Hurt you? You're a sneaky little imposter. Hurt you? But you're among us. I can feel it in my bones. So why don't you show yourself and leave us all alone? Maybe you're just messing with us. Yeah, maybe you're just messing with us. But you're among us. I can feel it in my bones. So why don't you show yourself? Show yourself. You're among us, so show yourself. Cause not a single one of us wants to die here right now. No. I think we're done with this charade. So why don't you come out and please stop playing with our brains? Oh no. You're a sneaky little imposter. Hurt
kept it going till the sun fell down. You kept it going.
Sometimes
Massive thanks to Chupa Chups, Skate and Create for sponsoring today's video. Also,
In this video, I have an AI image generating tool, and I'm going to let it.
Crazy things happening in the world right now. Zoom, the app widely used for remote work, is telling its employees that they need to come back to the office. For Mental Health Awareness Week, McDonald's changed their Happy Meal to just the meal. The Red Lobster found a rare orange lobster in their batch and decided to
So Roblox accounts are getting banned. Last night, Roblox accounts with the following IDs were all mysteriously deleted. The RTC tweeted and said users with the IDs of 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, etc. have all been terminated. It looks like somehow hackers got access to these accounts and they ended up being password guessed. They then got mass reported and Roblox ended up banning them. So Roblox accounts are getting banned. Last night, Roblox accounts with the following IDs were all mysteriously deleted. The RTC tweeted and said users with the IDs of 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, etc. have
The story I'm about to tell you is of one Geometry Dash player who in his time created 3 levels that were meant to define the future of Geometry Dash. What he didn't know is that one by one his creations would fall until, at the peak of his popularity, the fate of Geometry Dash as a whole would be determined by one single level. It was finally finished. A top player known as Riot would complete the hardest level in Geometry Dash history, Bloodbath.
Oh my god!
A level where you had to precisely click to jump over obstacles, flip gravity, and fly through extremely tight gaps where if your icon touches a single spike, it could end your run. Every time you die, you have to start back at the beginning of a level. These are not even the most complicated segments of the level. It gets way worse.
Damn.
The amount of time, dedication, and skill needed to complete a level harder than anything made before is almost incomprehensible. 2 weeks after Bloodbath was uploaded on the Geometry Dash servers for anyone to play, RobTop decided to release the long-awaited Update 2.0, the largest update the game had ever seen. While GD was receiving more new players and media coverage than ever, most veterans of the game were not able to adapt well at all to the new features.
But yeah, 2.0 was just a really strange time for the game, in my opinion. It was really weird. Levels were not that great. Decoration was pretty strange.
To discover why 2.0 was so jarring compared to other updates, we have to travel back in time. Back in 2013, when Geometry Dash started, there was a single button that made it unlike any other game made before. A create button which would lead you to a level editor. In the early era of the game, the level editor would be quite accessible. Most building styles were nice and simple. From 1.1 to 1.9, RobTop was very consistent with updating the game. While there was definitely gradual change and some updates were more ambitious than others, the community never felt overwhelmed. Everything changed when 2.0 was released. The possibilities of the new editor felt intimidatingly endless. Limits of the past, like the inability to move objects and the 4-color limit, would be lifted. Many well-established creators were quitting the game, leaving a void that new styles would have to fill. An example of a creator suffering because of the new update was Manix648. This was what Manix's levels looked like in 1.9. Quite simple, quite likable. Although in 2.0 his style became an absolute mess. Some creators had better adaptations than Manix. LaserBlitz was pioneering a new technology-based style which thousands would enjoy. Manix would start imitating and making changes to this new tech style. After a while, the two creators became friends and began to regularly collaborate on making the same level. There was no one creating levels quite like they were. The modern Geometry Dash editor was somewhat inaccessible, so when someone was able to figure it out, it could lead to something amazing. Manix would release Fusion. This level was jam-packed with interesting gameplay, never before seen effects, and an amazing boss fight. In an era where most boss fights were just some dumb monster that could shoot lasers, Manix making this weird technological masterpiece was insane. Manix would start to be known as one of the greatest Geometry Dash creators of all time. He seemed to be heading straight towards success. Yes! Until suddenly, he would encounter an unexpected detour which would change the fate of Geometry Dash forever.
Get wrecked, Serve! Get frickin' Serve!
Out of the millions to download Bloodbath, Quasar was somehow the first to beat it. That Serve guy he was talking about was considered to be the best at the time. This is what happened to him. Yeah, Geometry Dash rivalries are intense. After seeing this, Manix began to think about how far Geometry Dash could be pushed decoration-wise and gameplay-wise. Fueled by ambition, Manix would begin working on a level, and on March 28, 2016, he would release a video titled, "Are You Ready to Return?" This was Bloodlust, an expectation-shattering recreation of a revolutionary level. Every level needs a verifier. It's pretty much the game's way of saying, you made a level, now you have to prove that it's humanly possible. If you do that, you get to upload the level to the servers for anyone to play. During this time, there were several level projects aiming to rebirth the levels of the past with new features and often far harder gameplay. Compared to Bloodbath, Bloodlust was more difficult. Rather than relying primarily on Straightfly, there was more variety with the game modes. There were a ton amount of decorators and the general dark atmosphere of the level made it harder to sight read than Bloodbath. Manix was going to top a top 1 level. Bloodbath itself was 1 minute and 50 seconds long. In Bloodlust, you'd think the level would end right here, just like Bloodbath. Although if you go the normal way, you'll die. You have to jump up here and then this monster appears, forcing you to play through 50 seconds more of this hell. Along with all of this, Manix would add an incredibly difficult ship part at the start. Although Manix's creations were getting more and more impressive, Quasar was beginning to slow down on Bloodlust progress updates. Theories started to spread that Quasar wasn't capable of verifying Bloodlust and that it would be handed off to someone else. Those rumors are false. I don't know where you heard that. Bloodlust is my challenge, and I have no thoughts of giving up. It wouldn't take very long for Quasar's spirit and determination to be broken by this level. I sometimes twist my fingers whenever I try to play. I can't go 10 minutes on an Extreme Demon without the pain coming back. I want to apologize to all that I let down, especially Manix. Manix was having a hard time finding someone who even wanted to play Bloodlust. This was until the 10th Bloodbath victor, a player by the name of Nobleboy, told Manix that he was capable of getting the job done. Nobleboy was a controversial decision because many people thought he wouldn't be good enough. When contending with other top players of the time to see who could beat a level first, you'd be hard-pressed to find a level where Nobleboy was even one of the first 3 victors. Nobleboy's rivals were already beating new top 1s. Bloodbath would finally be replaced by Trusta's Sakup in Hell. Sakup in Hell would be replaced by Athanatos. Athanatos would be replaced by Sunix's Sonic Wave, which would then be replaced by Trusta's Yatagarasu. When the first 2 verifiers failed and Trusta was selected to be the 3rd verifier of Yatagarasu, he determined the level would be too hard for him to do normally. So he would make it significantly easier than it was originally intended. Therefore, after a week of debate, it was decided that Yatagarasu was easier than Sonic Wave. Nobleboy's community was widely against the concept of him making Bloodlust easier. They didn't want Bloodlust to be another Yatagarasu, so through the months, Nobleboy kept putting thousands of attempts into Bloodlust, eventually passing the entire Bloodbath-inspired segment and making it to the extension. During practice runs, Nobleboy had proven that he was capable of beating the entire extension of Bloodlust. If he could somehow combine those 2 runs into one amazing attempt, then maybe, just maybe, Bloodlust could be a new top 1. Eventually, Nobleboy got a new high score of 76%. After over 100,000 attempts, Nobleboy was finally ready to finish off what he started, and 3 days later, Geometry Dash history would be changed forever. I can't imagine Bloodlust was fun at all for Nobleboy after that. Bloodlust had transitioned from a skill-based challenge to a mentality-based challenge, and Nobleboy was folding under the pressure. Progress on Bloodlust would remain static for months. Around this time, there was another unverified top 1 Extreme Demon from Manix that was about to turn 1 years old. Let's go back to June of 2016. Many people were eagerly awaiting for more news on Manix's future projects, and they wouldn't have to wait long for previews to a new top 1 Extreme Demon. Manix would showcase several parts on YouTube. Soon enough, an unfinished copy of the level would be uploaded onto the servers before quickly being deleted. Cyclic was one of the few people to snag a copy. He was a player who had been considered the best of the best in the past, being the first player to ever slay an Extreme Demon. And yet, this level was destroying him. It took him over 1,400 attempts to just beat the level in practice mode. He couldn't even go 1% without dying a ton of times. The comments say it all.
I know Manix said Bloodlust would be harder, but honestly I don't believe him. Look at this level. This is absolute insanity.
First time I've seen Cyclic struggling like this.
This level was Blade of Justice, a collaboration by Manix and Laserblitz that was far too difficult for anyone to get progress on. The Blade of Justice was about to go on a rampage. Quantum almost instantly quit. Dual Kiki, despite beating Bloodbath 5 times for fun, did not have the skill to get even close to finishing Blade of Justice once. Trusta, despite making Blade of Justice easier, would be slain by the dull blade.
I chose to pass it to Sunix.
So go support him as much as you can, he is definitely going to need it.
Although there were many issues with Blade of Justice itself, it was unparalleled in its scale, difficulty, and precise decoration. This massive amount of objects made Sunix's computer lag. Sunix theorized that while he could beat parts of the level, a full run of Blade of Justice would be impossible for him to do. After Sunix was slain, Combined would be picked up as the 5th verifier. And after 2 months of no progress, Combined would be the 5th player to be slain by the Blade. Rico LP was playing on Trusta's nerfed copy, and now he found himself as the 6th verifier. After Rico LP got a high score, he would take a break, leaving Blade of Justice to die. What I find funny about Geometry Dash is, the more I enjoy a level, the less of a reaction I have when I beat it. Here's Manix verifying some of his easier levels. A toxic mixture of gameplay and decoration generally makes Manix levels unenjoyable to play. When Blade of Justice's sneak peek became 1 year old, Manix told Rico LP to make the level easier and upload it by any means necessary. Soon enough, after over 34,000 attempts.
Oh my god.
The level would be completed by top player Wushi999 a mere 2 hours after being uploaded to the servers.
Beat it. Are you kidding me?
Blade of Justice's release was incredibly disappointing. This level was being hyped up as #1 for nearly a year, and what we got was a level that didn't even land in the top 20. Even Bloodbath was still in the top 15. You might be wondering what all of this has to do with the death of Geometry Dash. Well, GD is a very unique game. Most other games rely on updates to keep their community alive. Now, updates definitely help, but as they got less and less frequent, the GD community adapted to rely on itself. The popularity of GD is primarily based on what community projects people want to see. Sure, GD has millions of levels, but the number of levels that people actually care about is far less. Every time a project fails, the consequences can be dire. In late 2017, the GD community was starting to die. RobTop's transparency was at an all-time low, and the new update seemed far away. These would be the unfortunate circumstances that would eventually make everything rely on one single player. Novelboy is an incredibly rare type of player. He's both a good player and a great creator. Levels like Crystal Field, Dark Rainbow Rebirth, and The Furious had this distinct rainbow style which was extremely appealing. Above all of these was Astral Divinity, a level unlike anything the community had ever seen before. It was unheard of for someone this good at creating to be capable of verifying a top 1 level. While Novelboy created the End Sword and Blade of Justice, he was about to find himself in the center of another Manix level. This time creating an entire part for Fusion Z, a level which was the long-awaited end to Manix's Fusion trilogy. This level was more than 3 minutes long. Players had never seen segments of gameplay or decoration this detailed, although there were cracks forming in the foundation. Fusion Z would remain stagnant as Serve, She Flurry, and Diamond Splash all failed to get real progress. A few months after Blade of Justice's verification, Manix was getting tired of Geometry Dash. After arguably copying too many elements of other levels, the community would make fun of him. His status as a great creator was put in question. Suddenly, Manix would pull the plug on his best looking level yet. Manix was the host of Fusion Z and wanted the level to die. The issue is, Fusion Z was a collaboration. If you spent hours building a part in a level, you'd want that part to be shown to the entire world. You wouldn't want the host saying that suddenly the level shouldn't exist and that it doesn't matter. But at the same time, if you turned around and took the entire level without the host's permission, that'd be quite the interesting move. Despite distancing himself from Bloodlust, Novelboy had a vested interest in keeping Fusion Z alive, seeing as he and some of his friends had built extremely detailed segments in the level. Major controversy brewed throughout the Geometry Dash community. Many creators who sided with Manix decided to prevent Novelboy from using their parts. This rebellion of creators would lead to the slow death and fragmentation of Fusion Z, a level which would never be uploaded. So here we are, in 2018. Manix's 3 top 1 extreme demons that were meant to define the future all seem to become relics of the past. January 2018 was not a good month for Geometry Dash. While the community had a new preview of the update here and there, it felt like 2.2 should have been out by now. 2.1's release wasn't as much of a popularity peak as 2.0, and the game couldn't keep having these yearly updates. It felt like the Geometry Dash community as a whole was about to enter the dark age. I remember being a player back then, kinda bored, nothing to watch, nothing to do. Nobuboy held the keys to the most hyped up level in Geometry Dash history. It felt like a verification of Bloodlust could prolong the Dark Age just a little bit longer. After nearly 2 years, everyone was tired of waiting. Mannix had unintentionally leaked some copies of Bloodlust to other top players, so it was probably inevitable that Bloodlust was about to be stolen. A top player called Redacted started practicing Bloodlust, progressing at a far faster rate than anyone expected. What Redacted did in 8,000 attempts took Nobuboy over 55,000. Over time, many people began to question whether or not Bloodlust could still stand to the top 1 demon, which was now Smokes' Plasma Pulse finale. Both levels were very difficult in different ways. It was almost impossible to compare the two. Redacted would continue his stand against Nobuboy. The two players were surrounded in controversy. Redacted blamed Nobuboy for not being able to finish Bloodlust, and compared his conquest of Bloodlust to Nobuboy's attempted takeover of Fusion Z. Even if many people had disapproved with what Redacted was doing, it had been 2 years since the first Bloodlust preview. Not a lot of people are going to go out of their way to defend something like that. Eventually, Nobuboy and Redacted would strike a deal. If Redacted would briefly stop practicing Bloodlust, then Nobuboy would have to return to verify this monstrous creation. After over 1,000 hours of playtime, Nobuboy would once again find himself in the last 10% of the level. The fate of Geometry Dash as a whole all relied on a few difficult clicks. All of the failures and struggles were worth it. Bloodlust would place number 1. Now, despite all of these events, the Geometry Dash community would still enter a dark age. However, even if we couldn't rely on RobTop to give us new content, we could rely on each other. Bloodlust stayed on top of the demon list for over a year and gave the community something to look to for inspiration. Mannix would finally release an official version of Fusion Z, a level entirely made in the 1.9 editor. During this time, Nobuboy released Astral Divinity and Molten Gear, a level which not only revived parts of Fusion Z, but contained new parts which looked amazing. There was also a rebirth known as Edge of Destiny, which would start production. This level perfectly captures the spirit and atmosphere of the unnerfed Blade of Justice. Nowadays, Nobuboy, Mannix, and Laserblitz don't play GD as much, but they still pop in from time to time to see how the community's doing. 2.2 still isn't out, and GD players have used the same toolset for over 5 years. But none of that matters. Every year the community gets more and more impressive. The passion that millions of people have for this one simple mobile game never ceases to amaze me. This game isn't just a platformer with a level editor. It's a creative outlet, a way to triumph over seemingly impossible circumstances, and a world where thousands of unique and interesting adventures are being started every day. There's never been a better time to play Geometry Dash, so why not join now and start your unforgettable journey today?
Space Lock 2.
Crazy updates, game crashing bugs, hidden secrets. These are the insane things level creators have done to be despised by the creator of Geometry Dash. Some of these maps are so controversial that RobTop has personally deleted them. To find out why Rob has taken such drastic measures against the players of his own game, we need to talk about the first map that tricked him. This is BP Night, which was infamous for its difficulty. At first, players respected RA7 for being able to complete such a difficult level, but what they didn't realize is that he was trolling everyone. He built a secret way that allowed him to skip all of BP Knight's hard timings, which made beating his own map a piece of cake. This is an issue because it was star rated by RobTop. Every creator wants their level to be rated so it can be seen by thousands. By the time this map was derated, many players had already completed it for stars. Over time, secret ways became far more common, and to this day, even hundreds of rated levels have them. Check out Heaven and Hell's main path. Of course it has a secret way. There's no way Roadboast was this good back in the day with his old 10 FPS phone. Even the former leader of Geometry Dash's most famous clan used this frowned upon tactic. When Wio Tio's friend was getting into GD, he wanted to beat a demon, so Wio was like, "I got you covered," and briefly built a secret way in Lake of Fire. The inner community instantly found out about this, and it would take Lake of Fire years to get its stars back. Ironically, Wio himself helped unraid a demon. He created one of GD's first viral videos ever called "Worst Demon Level Ever, Sochi Ski Jump." And he's right, I'm surprised this was even rated. Come on, this isn't a secret way. We're in the Olympics, it's clearly a silver medal. While the level's creator Zeriku ended up deleting the level, at least most of his levels stayed rated. After WizTickFX put a secret way in some of his levels, RobTop would deem his entire account untrustworthy, and most of his levels were derated. Although, at least they still exist. There's a mysterious old level called Element 111RG. Nearly everyone who played it wasn't even able to pass 41% in practice mode due to its difficulty. While it was considered to be the hardest demon, beating RG is actually very simple. Most footage of the map is people using the secret way to beat this level with ease. There's some theories that RobTop might have modified the level himself, which is pretty much unheard of. People also don't actually know who deleted RG after its derate, but someone did, and now the level has been lost to time. While most secret ways found in maps nowadays are unintentional, there are some people who found crazy exploits in Geometry Dash. Yeah, this video is only gonna get more and more insane. A player called Sone0924 built and somehow verified 4 levels in the Hell series. These were the first extreme demons to ever be rated. But do you notice anything strange about them? Well, they have weirdly primitive architecture. The levels were released from update 1.4 to 1.6, but despite that, all of the objects are from 1.2 or before. There's even weird cases in the Hell origin where instead of using black blocks, Sone decided to place a basic block multiple times over to replicate how they would have looked. By investigating screenshots of his level editor, the community found out why he did these seemingly pointless actions. You see, Sone had been playing on a 1.2 client the entire time. He used it because this version allowed players to upload levels to the servers without having to verify it themselves. After being notified of this, RobTop made it impossible for anyone without the most recent update of GD to upload levels to his game. Although this is far from the last exploit he would have to patch. You see, for 107 minutes, a hacker called H-Man had control over the GD servers. He not only rated his own levels, but even made them worth 127 stars while telling RobTop to fix his game. If these demons weren't empty, they probably had some interesting imagery. The level's descriptions had a link which would effectively teach anyone how to hack like he did. After RobTop reset the GD servers, he would take back control and quickly patch this exploit. Even this wasn't as crazy as what I'm going to be talking about. At least these levels didn't straight up crash your game. In 2021, one of the hardest extreme demons of all time was verified. It was called Sonic Wave Infinity and quickly received a rate along with hundreds of thousands of downloads. One issue: if the player clicked here, instead of dying a normal death, their game would crash.
So I remember opening up Twitter and I saw a ton of split opinions on the crash trigger because game crashing could potentially affect the save file. At the time, I was going around crashing level request streamers. It was super funny to me. And that's when I entered a stream on Twitch and I saw someone playing Sonic Wave.
Unfortunately for this streamer, he was using an alternate route that Zanny didn't like.
So this is where my plan came together. I was gonna ruin this person's route and anyone who potentially tried to go a different way in this last cube. So I put a crash trigger and the rest is history.
Then there's Ocular Miracle, an extreme demon that's development was hyped up for years. Just one issue: it had over 400,000 objects, and the thousands who played it noticed a ton of issues with their game.
I remember the day Ocular Miracle was rated and derated. I wasn't surprised that the level ended up unrated. Even after everything Duffel and the team did to optimize the level, it still wasn't playable for most people.
The real miracle is that their computers didn't spontaneously combust after loading this level. Even I experienced this glitch where a ton of sprites in the game got erased. Soon RobTop derated it, and the creators eventually decided to split it into 3 different extreme demons. Now you can probably guess what happened when a 1 million object level called Corn was rated by mistake. Though at least these levels were possible for some people to play. Version 1.4 was an update that caused many levels to be glitched. In the case of Confused, some of the map was deleted and a block was moved to 0-0. This pretty much turned the level into an inescapable death trap. And you can probably guess why it was disliked to oblivion before being derated. While Confused was disliked, it's nowhere near as hated as a certain group of creators. You see, Geometry Dash players have been trying to find the best way to steal levels without getting caught for years. The art of level stealing was invented by a menace called Hakucho789. Unlike today, you couldn't even copy online levels from the server, so this guy literally poorly rebuilt hundreds of online levels just to attempt to get a raid. Due to this, he constantly received hate comments and several of his levels have been derated. His behavior becomes weird when you realize he was a skilled creator who got millions of downloads from original work. And it's not like raid standards were that high high back in the day. Eventually, Update 1.7 was released, and now it was easy for anyone to copy each other's levels. Many rated maps just became slightly altered versions of already existing levels. The entire 9 Circles trend consists of a stolen effect, and you've probably seen these gems from Atlas in a ton of levels. Even the most liked level in the game, Retrace, stole several designs from Gigabyte. So as you can tell, Rob didn't care as much back in the day, but over the years, more and more levels have been getting derated for stealing. So much so that recently it's taken over as the most common reason why a level is derated. I played a lot of these maps myself, and they're usually not even bad. Since there are dozens of mods looking out for this stuff, good luck smuggling even a slight amount of stolen decoration to the rated tab. While RobTop takes immediate action on stolen maps, he barely uses the D-Ray hammer on levels with a hacked verification. For example, even though the creator of Necropolis was exposed for hacking his video completions, by the time the exposal happened, his level had already been beaten by many legitimate players. So in most cases like this, RobTop just leaves the map alone. However, if a map is unbeaten or seemingly impossible, then he'll take action. Silent Club, Fexty, Theory of Darkness, and Phobos were all the hardest demons of their time before being derated. In a lot of cases, a level was initially rate-worthy, but then the creator decides to backstab RobTop and change the level entirely. I don't know why, maybe just to troll. This is the first version of Flappy Lightsaber, and you'd think the version that got this level derated was terrible, but no, it becomes one of the most awesome Flappy levels I've ever seen. The issue is that this level was updated to a 26-second map. If your level is less than 30 seconds, it has to be rated either easy or auto, because otherwise RobTop's anti-cheat will detect whoever beats the map as a hacker and then ban them. Now, I can guess why Flappy Fantasy was derated. Now, the guy who made Figurative decided to start his villain arc. Overnight, his hard demon was turned into a message directed at RobTop.
Now you can't ignore me, RobTop. Now you can f***ing listen to me. I was so happy when this level got rated. I was really excited when my friend posted Toxic Circles, but now it's been 2 months and it's not rated. Are you serious right now, bro? I'll re-verify this when he gets rated, but for now, free stars.
And now, none of these guys have creator points, but hey, he fought for his friends no matter what, and that's what counts. I hope they stay friends for life. All of these levels are examples of easy updates, but occasionally you get that one psychopathic creator that decides to make their level way harder than it should be. There are 2 former 3-stars that have gone down in infamy. The first is Beautiful Eyes. This level was barely rate-worthy in the first place, so if I was the creator I'd be thanking my lucky stars. But no, they had to update it to their new level Fire Circles, which obviously shouldn't be a 3-star. Then there's I-99I, which was apparently a normal 3-star, but then buffed to an unrecognizable Insane Demon. If you think this was crazy though, several levels have been updated to Extreme Demons. There is one level with an update history so crazy that I literally have a 12-minute documentary just to explain its history. But I'll make a long story short. Here's Battle of the Shades. After being rated and receiving some negative comments, it was updated to Phase 2, which is way different. While it at least starts off pleasant, it quickly descends into hell. And of course the creator put some edgy text. Then it was updated again to Phase 3, which made Battle of the Shades one of the hardest demons. The version that finally got it unrated was Phase 4. The level was close to impossible at this point, but what finally got it unrated was the fact that there was a secret way in this new phase. Shortly after this, the creator GD Virus replaced everything with a long poem.
I ain't reading all that.
Surprisingly, even though it's been unrated for years, Battle of the Shades has recently entered Phase 5. While this is definitely the best decorated update, there is no way this was verified legit, so don't hope for a re-rate. Unlike these levels that were derated due to players updating, there are some levels that have been derated because of Geometry Dash itself updating. Very Easy is a demon that pretty much everyone made fun of, because in the past updates you were able to skip most of it with specific timings. But the real reason why it was derated was because in 2.0 it became impossible to go farther than 68% because of changes in GD physics. Sometimes RobTop has some very controversial rating decisions, like 8-Bit Ryan Comp, which got so much backlash after its rate that Rob had to reverse his decision. This is Catabath, very original name and design as you can tell. It obviously doesn't copy anything. Alright, let's be real. Not only did this level look bad, but it was obviously hacked. The community quickly exposed Boy of the Cones and got this map derated. Now that Boy of the Cones was controversial, much of his future levels went under heavy scrutiny. But they were never derated because Boy of the Cones verified them legitimately. Then there's the Mirror Knight, which obviously takes some inspiration from GD's most popular demon. But alright RobTop, I'll just forget this happened. What I can't forget is Monster in My Room. This level might just prove that RobTop only looks at at the first few seconds of a map before raiding it. After a reasonable 20 seconds of gameplay, this happens, and you have to enter a staring contest with this guy for the next 40 seconds. I wouldn't recommend blinking. Absolute Destruction X may have been unrated because of its secret way, but looking at the decoration makes you wonder what potential Rob saw in this level in the first place. My only good theory is that RobTop was forced to rate this level at chomper points. Some levels are so short, it's surprising they were ever rated. Currently, Xmas Challenge is the shortest rated map, but it wasn't always this way. Despite looking cool, Ball Challenge and Total Challenge were derated. This is Mech, which surprisingly wasn't the result of the creator doing a stupid update. RobTop just straight up rated a 10-second level that the creator merely called a test, but by far the most questionable rate of all time is Nightmare Level 1. This map is not even 5 seconds long. To this day, we don't have any answers as to why this map was ever rated. Was there possibly a past version that was far better? Or was RobTop on the special sugar? While this is one of many maps that are derated, rarely does RobTop ever personally delete a level. This is Sakupin Hell, a level made sheerly out of spite. After being exposed for cheating his verifications, the creator Nubas decided to openly hack the verification. His reasoning was pretty much,
well, Rob, since you've rated all these other obviously hacked demons, you have to rate this level.
People even theorize he made a fake persona called L Legend who claimed to beat Sakupin Hell in a day. RobTop hated everything this map stood for and destroyed it. Eventually, over a year later, Trusta would legitimately verify it, and it got featured. Today, Sakupin Hell is most known for inspiring Kinos, which is arguably the most famous level verification of all time. While Nubas initially made Sakupin Hell to spite Geometry Dash, ironically, he would indirectly help increase GD's popularity far more than he could have ever imagined. And yes, while RobTop deletes levels with certain names or imagery, I can't mention those for obvious reasons. Anyways, YouTube thinks you'll like this video. Subscribe.
Geometry Dash is probably one of the most popular mobile games of all time. If you check the Google Play or App Store, it is consistently at the top of both the paid and free charts, which is kind of crazy because most of these games lose all relevance within a year or two. Safe to say, the game is doing really well. The developer, RobTop, is a single person who started from the very bottom with pretty subpar programming skills. And now? Well, he was able to change one of those. The thing is, RobTop has always had really great visions as a game developer. He knew how to set his work up for success back when companies were still figuring out how to do mobile games. But things have changed since then. Nowadays, the average mobile game looks like this, and Geometry Dash is very stuck in the past. I'm sure RobTop has already gotten pretty rich off of his game, but he could be doing so much better. Post some ideas for Geometry Dash so that players can have a more modern mobile gaming experience. In other words, let's ruin
Hey guys, a quick update on my futures. I now have meow 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 one meow meow Taco Bell 3 meow 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 4 5 futures. Actually, should I have? I'm a girl. It just has like a small hitbox. I feel like it's better like this. And it matches my knife. Today I'll be wanting my friend Green. His YouTube channel is his username like mine. It is Green and Cheesy Mac. So let's start. We're just going for fun. And the rules are no stabs. So yes, let's go. Oh, that's explain what I did. So then, a bunch of okay, yeah, I know what I did. So it's 1-0. guys, sorry for not talking. I was just trying to concentrate. This is gonna be like a challenge. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like a challenge. And hopefully when you guys are watching this, it is when you guys are like, if you guys are watching it at night or morning, good morning, good night. And hopefully the murder mystery, how funny would it be if the Murder Mystery 2 Halloween update came out while we were playing. Okay. So yeah, let's go. That was it. That was supposed to be an easy to kill too. Back, guys. If you heard nothing happening on 200. Yeah. And yeah, I haven't posting that much, but I think I posted like 2 videos. So yeah. Poopy butt. Okay, yay. So we did first of 5. Whoever wins could pick anything in the other player's inventory, except it cannot be God, please. Wait, did he buy a nebula? 1 second, I just have to ask. Okay, yep, I know it. Hopefully I can get a trick shot. trick shot. I thought he left. I he reset. How did 3? Sheriff, let's go. He's getting trick shotted again. Hopefully. Like, ice point hitbox is so crazy. Sheriff, let's go. Sadly, cannot trick shot on this map. What the Sigma? Ice Wings hitbot. Oh no, he might win. Hey, I make it my first real guys. Oh yes. Did I show up on me? Okay. You got pretty both. So today we are going to be playing Halloween games for Halloween. Hopefully we play. Let's play some Pet Simulator 99 Halloween ripoffs. Don't ask us, I totally know how to spell Halloween. Let's play the Halloween obby for today. Epic box game. Oh yeah, green. The girl that commented blue on one of my videos, she is not, like, whatever it's called. She just wants to, that's just her opinion. She's not paying. Okay, wow, this is so fun so far. And super easy. I could just walk across it. Or drive across it. Get it. That's so not funny. This is so easy. Oh, okay. Okay. The pumpkins in the background are distracting me. Wow, look at those pumpkins. Oh, golden glow. How much Robux do I have? If I die once, whoever's watching this doesn't have to subscribe. If I don't die once, you guys have to subscribe whoever's watching this. It's the rules. Oh yeah. Also, let's see who could click the subscribe button. After I do this, when you stop, you have to hit the subscribe button. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. So yeah, this is just the rules. If I die once, you guys don't have to subscribe, but you can subscribe if you want. But if I don't die at all before I make it to 50%, you guys have to subscribe. But if I finish without dying, you have to subscribe and like. No, mobile's hard. Pretty much 19%. Oh, I hate these ball things. Let's go.